Good morning. Took more time than I anticipated to get going. Today we had to switch in the readings. We're celebrating a backstage person. Second fiddle. Have you ever been angry? Or maybe the better question is, you probably know somebody that's dealing with some anger issues right now. Frustrations, expectations not met, disappointments, just not fair. Maybe today's readings are also good. There are little lines in there that can help. We have this very dusty weather. It's typical of this time. This week, 36, 37, 38. We're at the ending of Mark's Gospel. And in the first reading, the last lines are about Mark. And that's what today is about. It's about looking at this second level figure, young fellow, understood to be called John Mark, understood to be the fellow that ran away in Gethsemane, leaving the cloak, his cloak in the hand of his attempting capture. He ran away naked. Some people posit that he was also a relative of the family that had the upper room. Well-to-do family. What's revealing about the first reading is that he's declared by Peter in that text to be with him, a good companion, a faithful companion. And the gospel bears his name, the Gospel of Mark. And he was also a companion of Paul at the beginning of Paul's missions. So a very authentic experience of the beginnings of the church. If he's there in Gethsemane and that means he's with the close circle of Jesus' disciples, then there's a good chance that, he was at the Last Supper for sure. Or maybe the apostles showed up there and he was kind of one let the men or whatever into the garden with Jesus. But he's in that very close circle. And the fact that he's assisting Paul and he's assisting Peter means that he's He's part of the group. And if we have the Gospel of Mark, then it means that he was in the process of collecting all the testimonies. And this also means that he was incredibly well informed about all the whole event of Jesus. I hear catfish everywhere I come near the lake this morning. It's harder for you to pick up the sound probably, yeah? They splash loudly. Imagine being an assistant to somebody taking care of lots of practical things. The other people are the more important ones, to be in the background, to be helping. All the work parents do to build up a child. The child will succeed in the future, maybe become a president of the country or a great musician, Nobel Prize, but the parents are in the background. The second fiddle in a way, but without them it would never happen. Some people have a problem with envy and jealousy. To know how to have one's own position. And if we go with the message I put up yesterday, well, I don't know, I didn't tell you about that. I ran into a little Instagram of Bishop Barron, and I was posting the Instagram after I did the live stream yesterday on Facebook. And it just really caught my attention. I watched it for about a minute, and it was about overcoming the polarization. And it's some type of conference. I didn't really investigate it more afterwards. I should, but I'm very interested in the topic. But a conference with Cardinal McElroy from San Diego and Bishop Flores. I'm not sure if it's upcoming or it's already happened or it's already online, but I think that's something very interesting to watch because it's about overcoming polarization. And polarizing environments sometimes are filled with anger and protest and disgust and insult, and that marks a lot of the political discourse and sometimes even unfortunate discourse in the church. And that there are a variety of opinions is absolutely the most expected thing from our little bit of experience as human beings on this planet. And how to handle that diversity, how to handle the other who is other. How do I deal with that? How do I deal with them? Where's my place? And one of the basic things that Bishop Barron pointed out was, since we're all created with every single creature in the world, we have unity, so we are one with everybody. We like to distance ourselves from others, to distinguish ourselves from others, but we have so much in common with every single creature. Every tree, every plant, every bird. With the sunrise, with the sun, with the moon. And he commented how Brother St. Francis can say brother sun and sister moon. The fraternity, the togetherness, the belongingness of all creation. And then if we move it up a notch to the human beings, I mean, we're one human family. Like this tree coming out of one, talk about the family tree, right? So we're really all together. And then how do we, if I belong to the other, how do I treat them in times of disagreement? And we experience competition, we experience dominance of others, we experience subjection. Sometimes we can experience negativity. How do we deal with all of this? And then if we narrow down the group we're looking at, if we look at all those who are disciples of Jesus, then we have an extraordinary commonality and extraordinary community together, marvelous community together of redemption. And yet we can be very much at loggerheads. We can make major issues of division, conflict. Excuse me a second, please. Sorry about this. This is very weather conditioned. Oh boy. So there's a beautiful line in there in Mark's Gospel about the first reading, to clothe yourself with humility. Humility is a tremendous blessing. For the person who practices it, absolutely. But also for everybody around that person. Because a humble person won't get angry with you. They might have reason to. Clothe yourself with humility. And what does anger accomplish? And then there's on the other end of the spectrum of life, from the difficult moment I might be going through right now, it makes me angry, upset, impatient, feeling dissatisfied, feeling rebellious. There's the end of the gospel is extraordinary. You have all these broken people that are experiencing the risen Lord, and now he's ascending to heaven. And that's humanity glorified, where I'm called to be. And the arguments I had 10 years ago, 20 years ago, even a court case, even a dispute over somebody's car that bumped into me, got very angry, huge delay, plans upset, lost my flight. It's all gone, it's history, don't even remember it. Like, who remembers even 1% of the conflicts they had? I might remember one of the conflicts that was very big and very hurtful. But in the light of the ascension and redemption, nothing. So these are big motivations to boost us and bolster us, to be able to play second fiddle, to be able to play third fiddle, to be able to be just on the sidelines and called in when they need the fifth fiddle. To be humble. What a great relief for each of us, and what a great relief for everybody around us when we're humble. People, God bless you. See you later, alligators. Here from the Sea of Galilee on this different kind of morning with all the dust in the air. Different kind of weather. Think of somebody how little by little they might discover the great advantage of being humble. Maybe the best way is to show them humility, to be an example of transformed person. God bless you.